Happy Tuesday. Marjorie Barclay and I met in Arlington on Saturday, June the 17th at the Wilson Boulevard Christian Church to take part in their ecumenical Juneteenth celebration. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to us, the event had been cancelled. But undaunted and determined to celebrate this important national holiday of freedom for African Americans in some way, we Googled and found a Juneteenth festival at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church in Fairfax. We were made most welcome there and enjoyed the various booths, delicious food, a dance, and 2 singing groups. In this interfaith and interracial event, a local rabbi spoke in addition to the Baptist pastor, the Reverend Dr. Johnson. The highlight for me was the recitation of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech by Pastor Johnson, which moved me to tears. How tragic that 55 years after Dr. King was murdered, our country continues to struggle with institutionalized racism. How appalling that millions of people feel unwelcome and marginalized because of their race, immigration status, gender and poverty, as well as their sexual orientation. Well, I was inspired by the story of a lady called Opal Lee, now 96 years old, a teacher and activist who campaigned for decades to make Juneteenth a national holiday. She's often described as the grandmother of Juneteenth and led annual walks of 2.5 miles daily to represent the delay of emancipation in Texas. And I learned that at the age of 89, Opal Lee conducted a symbolic walk from Fort Worth, Texas, from which she departed on September 2016, to Washington, D.C., where she arrived in January of 2017. What an amazing woman. And I am stunned by her perseverance, her determination and bravery. Lee had not only marched in Texas, but also in Fort Smith and Little Rock, Arkansas, Las Vegas, Nevada, Madison and Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Atlanta, Georgia, and Selma, Alabama, as well as the Carolinas. She promoted a petition for a Juneteenth federal holiday at change.org, and the petition received 1.6 million signatures. Well, after George Floyd's murder in 2020 and the other murders of unarmed African Americans around that time, the movement to adopt Juneteenth as a federal holiday picked up steam. And in 2021, Opal Lee finally saw her dream come true when President Biden signed the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act. Well, I have just finished reading Bishop Marion Edgar Buddy's book, How We Learn to Be Brave, and I highly recommend your reading her honest and moving reflections. If Opal Lee, an older person, can step up to the plate and show such courage and perseverance over many years, I wonder what might God accomplish through us, each of us, and especially if we work together at St. Mary's. Where would God have you serve to make a difference in small or larger ways in our church, our area, and our country? God bless you.